Our next session today, the new Reskilling and Upskilling Imperative, is hosted by Cloud Mehta, Oracle Senior Director of Fusion Product Strategy. Cloud will discuss the importance of talent management and employee development in today's world and share how we help customers uncover employee skills that need development and deliver effective training and track and ensure completion. Now I'll pass it over to you, Cloud.
This session is around the new Reskilling and Upskilling Imperative. My name is Cloud Mehta. I'm part of the Oracle Cloud SCM product strategy team responsible for the cloud learning product. Just a quick safe harbor here. We'll be going through a lot of our product features, functionality, and maybe also talk a little bit about futures. So everything we talk about futures is under our safe harbor and subject to change. Okay, so you might have seen this slide earlier. Oracle Cloud SCM is the leading provider of the broadest and the sort of the deepest functionality across all modules across Cloud SCM. So we are the leading sort of across all our competition. So whether it's global HR, workforce management, talent, AI across all of these applications, the depth and breadth of functionality across all modules is you can see right here. Today's focus is gonna be around the talent management application suite that we have. So, I wanna just briefly talk about our talent management vision, especially in current times, as we think about COVID and how that has disrupted what organizations are doing, what businesses are doing, how employees are working, and how everybody has to change their style of work and depending on the type of job role you are in and how you connect and collaborate with your teammates, where previously you were in the office or meeting your team frequently. Now you need to have the same sort of collaboration virtually, right? So our vision is around connecting your employee and your workforce and provide tools which will make them a lot more productive, right? It's to develop them, especially in these times as the businesses themselves have to change their strategy, change their business models on how they interact with their customers. The employees need to adapt and gain and sort of grow new skills, which will help them essentially align with the business strategy which is being built out. And as we help them develop these skills, we want to personalize these experiences, right? It's not a one size fits all. If you think about people at different levels, at different roles, there are different styles of working, the different styles of learning. We want to personalize the experience that they have and how things are pushed to them to help them, sort of build and develop new skills. So as you can see, this is our talent management suite, right? Very broad across the entire employee lifecycle, starting from sourcing and recruiting, all the way through succession planning. And what sits in the middle here is the employee's talent profile, right? That's the key sort of centerpiece which glues together all these modules. Every module obviously reads from the employee's talent profile to provide a better experience. And then as an employee is, achieving new goals or learning new things, it's writing to the profile as well. And all these modules obviously talk to each other directly as well. So, you probably heard in the previous session about opportunity marketplace, right? And how sort of that's becoming a key tool in our customers, sort of arsenal to help in these times as things are changing really fast, to make it easier for managers to sort of post a new gig, a short-term gig, and for employees to discover opportunities where they can learn new things, they can develop new skills or apply new skills which they've just learned, right? So that's one of the key pieces. Another one of our new solutions, which over the last few years has been learning, right? So the rest of this presentation, I'll focus more on learning, but all of these modules here are, focused on the employee and helping the employee develop and go into his career. So as we talk about learning, I wanted to, sort of look at this from the perspective of a different personas, right? So you got your employee, right, who's looking to obviously do his tasks, perform his work in the best possible way, but also develop himself into, you know, roles that he's aspiring to, right, to develop his career. Managers who obviously are managing the teams, managing their organizations. They're laying out the strategy of where the teams need to go 6 months from now, 1 year from now, 2 years from now. And they want to make sure that they're building an organization which has the right skills, which align with those short-term and long-term business goals. And HR, in conjunction with leadership, wants to drive the same thing, making sure that across the whole enterprise, they have the right set of skills and not just relying on recruiting to hire new talent and get new skills in the organization, but making sure from a planning perspective that they have the right initiatives in place so that they're building those skills in-house, right? So we'll look at through the eyes of these different personas and see how you can leverage our Learning Cloud solution for each one of those. So from an employee's perspective, right, in these times, as you think about how suddenly things have to change and you want to push new skills or new learning to employees and have them discover those things, you don't want a disparate set of learning systems where you push the learner to. You want a single place where learners go and search and browse for the learning items, right? And whether these come from your internal LMS, from your internal catalog, or you want to quickly go and procure some new content from an external vendor, whether that's Skillsoft or LinkedIn Learning or Harvard Mentor or Pluralsight, any of these external content vendors, you'll find content which is relevant to you, to your business goals, and you'll quickly bring this in and exposed to your learners, whereas there was a single place where they're used to going and searching and discovering these items, right? And the cloud learning solution allows you to quickly and easily do that, to get all that content and push it out to your employees. Recommended learning, right? So as employees are looking at their current roles, or employees are looking at, sort of developing themselves into a future role, they are matching themselves against how good a fit they are for that role and where are the gaps, right? They're looking at competency gaps, skills gaps, which they want to sort of fill and develop into to aspire and to develop into that role. And so learning helps you with that. So just in line in the career development screen, as an employee is browsing job profiles, he can see learning recommendations which will help him fill the skill gap. And as they look at, sort of formalizing some of that by themselves or by talking to their manager, they can start setting development goals. And within those development goals, they can start associating learning, right? So you're not pushing the learner or the employee to the LMS. You're taking learning in the business process, in the context of the work they're doing, and helping them, set learning with the goals they want to achieve. So that whenever they come back to that goal, they can see that learning, they can enroll, they can consume, they can see their status right from there. One of the key investments that we are making across all of HCM and across all of applications is in artificial intelligence, right? That's a key pillar of our strategy across all modules. It'll surface in different use cases in different places. And from a learning perspective, this is a big area of investment over the next 12 to 24 months, right? So you will start seeing AI-based learning recommendations, and they will gradually build into different use cases. So the initial use case would be around learning recommendations based on the user's learning history, right? So based on the things they've done in the past, what are other things that they would find interesting? And then in future, we also start adding on similar recommendations around based on your current role, right? So based on the skills and competencies you have versus the ones required by the current role, what can you learn to help you perform better in your current role? Similarly, help you aspire and qualify better for an opportunity or a job that you're interested in, right? So this is the whole idea. As you bring in external catalogs, from external vendors, and you have skills in your system, and your teams and your employees are looking to build themselves, the recommendations get pushed those content libraries that you're acquiring directly to your learner without them searching for it. And the whole idea is, as you're learning, one of the key things is to make sure that you're refreshing your knowledge, right? So as you start deploying more bite-sized knowledge, a lot of the new content, whether you're building it in-house or acquiring it externally, is bite-sized. It's short, bite-sized content, which a learner wants to refresh on when they are applying that skill. But the idea is to push them that knowledge or bite-sized content in the context of their work so that they can refresh their knowledge without taking a big course. So I'll just quickly go through a few screenshots from the product to see what's coming and what sort of user experience your employees will see. So this is the learner's landing page, right? So when they come in, they can quickly see what's required from them. So this is required by their HR or their legal team or compliance team. There's usually a due date associated by which they need to complete this training. They'll see a couple of items here where they're enrolled in, right? Things that they want to continue. But the rest of the page is really geared towards pushing recommendations, things which might be relevant for them, whether it's coming from the colleagues who think they might be interested in those trainings, or from learning communities that they're a part of, or from AI, right? AI is pushing them these recommendations because it aligns with their history or their job role or their career goals, right? And the idea is the learner can learn more about this training, and if interested, obviously enroll and sign up for it. So this is one of the things that I referred earlier, where I am an employee browsing a specific job role, which needs a bunch of competencies. And I see here, it needs a decision-making competency. For this job role, I'm at level 5. Sorry, I'm at, this role requires level 5 while I'm at level 3. And so now the system's recommending me learning, which will help me fill this gap and better qualify for this specific role. And if this is something of interest to me, I can click on here, say add goal. So create a development goal for myself, fill out some criteria on how I'm gonna track, how I'm gonna complete, and then also associate the learning that I'm gonna take to help me achieve this goal, right? So all of that is happening in the context of the career development module without the employee being pushed to the LMS. So we'll change heads here a bit and start thinking about this from a manager perspective, based on what their goals are, what their motivations are, and how they can achieve those. So one of the key things that we've invested in since day one, when we started building this product about 6 years ago, is to invest in the manager's self-service experience, right? And the ability for a manager to manage learning for his team, whether it is just something as simple as a video or some internal catalog item, or even courses which they see externally, or learning journeys which they can craft together, which will be like a video and a PDF and a course. But the idea is they do not need to rely on the learning department whenever they want to assign some training to the teams. They can do it themselves. They can find if the content is already there, or they can acquire content and they can assign it to the team and track it. That way they are independent and they are empowered to manage the team's learning and develop the skills in terms of where they want the teams to go. They can create learning community for the teams, right? To collaborate. Again, the whole idea is to reduce the dependence that usually the managers have on learning departments, right? So put together learning communities where the teams come together and they can assign learning to their members, but the individual members, team members, can also collaborate with each other. And of course, being able to not just track and report on compliance learning, but any other required learning which they might have assigned, and tracking and reporting on how the skills acquisition is taking place across their entire team, and making sure that the organization is going towards where they want the team to go and they have the right skills in place for the things they want to achieve in future. Now from sort of the HR or the talent specialist perspective, right? They are looking at the enterprise as a whole, as a business as a whole, and thinking more holistically. And the idea is, as they discuss, the business goals and strategy with leadership, they're gonna make sure they can easily put learning campaigns in place for specific skills acquisition, which they want to target across the organization, or they want to target specific job roles and learning, which they want to build in these specific job roles, right? And the idea is around making it very easy for the learning specialists. So it's all about automation, that they are setting up the business rules and not really investing in a lot of technical day-to-day tasks. Being able to set up learning paths and communities, whether you're onboarding new hires, whether you're onboarding people into new projects, or as people are changing job roles, how do you make sure that you have learning paths and learning communities in place where, as these people come on board or come on board a new project, they can easily transition, get the right learning, get the right conversations going with different people who are either new hires like them or in job roles like them, to ask the right questions and get answers, and essentially bootstrap their onboarding. This is something we touched on in the beginning of this presentation. They have catalogs deployed today, but given the how fast things are changing, they need to go find new content and quickly deploy it. And how does our solution make it easy for them to get that new content from these vendors deployed in our system and make it discoverable and consumable by all employees in an easy way? So it's very powerful, gives the learners a single place to discover and consume, while allowing the learning specialists to easily manage the different vendors from where they're sourcing their content. This is again around workforce planning. As you are planning your business strategy across different timeframes, whether it's going 1 year out, 3 years out, 5 years out, and thinking about the skills you will need your workforce to have, how do you make sure that you have right strategies in place, not just from hiring perspective, but also from reskilling perspective for your employees, as making sure that you have the right campaigns in place and you're developing these employees for roles which will be transitioned, or for the roles which will need new skills, so that these employees can perform better in the future. And of course, everything is tied to tracking and reporting. You've got dashboards across the whole organizations to make sure the compliance learning is taking place, but also to make sure the skills are being acquired like you want to, and they're trending in the direction that you need to. So full 360-degree view across all learning and all employees' talent profiles to give you that insights. So I'll just quickly talk about customer momentum. This is, we launched this product about 5 years ago. It's built natively on the Cloud SCM platform, so there's no legacy baggage that we carry. There is no integration, so to speak, with the cloud platform because it's native to it, and a lot of advantages which go along with it. So, it's been an exciting journey for us. We are up to like high triple digits in terms of the number of customers that we have across all sorts of industries, and verticals. We are in energy, we are in healthcare, we are in financials, government sector. So across, any industry that you can name, and it's pretty global, right? So we got customers everywhere. It's about 40% North America, 40% Europe, and the rest of the world is about 20%. So a lot of presence, and it's been picking up in APAC and South America as well. So just wanted to give that insight to, my largest customer is about 220,000 employees already live. The largest customer who's going live in a couple of months here is 700,000 users. So very large customers using this and replacing some best in breed LMS solutions out there. So I just wanted to leave you with that thought. So thank you for joining our session today. And I will turn it back over to Pete. Thank you, Pete.
Thank you, Katul. Reskilling and upskilling are definitely top of mind for HR professionals. It's great to hear how learning customers are approaching this as efficiently as possible.